So in today's video, we are going to be looking at how we find a missing number in a number pattern. Now, as you can see, this isn't a normal whiteboard that I'm using. I'm at home and I haven't had time to buy a whiteboard or borrow one from school. So today we're going to be using my fridge. Instead, I've never taught a lesson off a fridge door before, but it's the first time of everything, so we're going to see how we go. So if we look at my fridge door, we can see that I have 4 different number patterns here. And each number pattern has a number that is missing. And we need to try and find that. And the way we do that is by looking at all the other numbers around it and seeing how they change and whether there's a connection between how each number changes. Now, looking at our first number pattern up here, we can see we've got 1, 2, 3, our missing number, and then the number 5. And so what we need to do is we need to look at each number and we need to figure out how they change each time. Now, this is a very simple one, and I imagine that already most of you are telling me, Mr. Newman, I know the answer to this. But it's a good way to show you how this works. So having a look, we look at 1 to 2. We know that the difference here is that it is going up by 1. If we look at 2 to 3, once again, it's going up by 1. So if we know that, we can say with quite a bit of confidence that our next missing number is going to be 4, which I'm sure all of you already knew. Now, to test that to make sure it works, we continue on with what's called our rule, and that's how it changes each time. So our rule is it's going up by 1 each time, and we can see that each time our number goes up by 1. So our rule is plus 1. So we know our rule, we knew very easily what our missing number was. Let's go to our second pattern. 2, 4, 6, something, 10. Now again, this is quite simple. Most of you will again be telling me that you already know the answer to this. But let's go through it again. The difference between 2 and 4 is that we are adding 2. The difference between 4 and 6 is that we are adding, again, 2. So we know that our rule, we write it over here, our rule is plus, let me get that plus a little bit further away, plus 2. So knowing our rule now, we can say with quite a bit of confidence that if we're adding 2 again to our 6, we are going to get 8. Just to double check that, let's go on to our last number, and the difference between 8 and 10 is once again 2. So we know that we've gotten this right. Looking at our next one, this one's a little bit trickier. 17, 26, 35, something, and then 53. So I'm going to use, on my fingers, I'm going to count. I'm going to go 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I just counted extra 9, and I've gone from 17 to 26, so I know that 17 to 26 is plus 9. I'm going to do that again just to make sure that it's the same for the next 2 numbers, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35. So, once again, we know that it is plus 9. So now we know that our rule is going to be plus 9. We can have a look at this one, and we can add 9 from 35. Now, I'm not going to count this on my fingers again, but because we know now that the rule is plus 9, I know that it is going to be 44. And then plus 9 again is going to take you to 53. But patterns don't always go up. Sometimes they can go down. And that is what this pattern is doing here. So if we look here, we've got 25, 21, 17, something, and then 9. So if I look at 25, and I need to go down to 21. So I'm going to go 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. I've got my 4 fingers, so I know that it's gone down by minus 4. And then let's look at it again. 21 down to 17. We go 20, 19, 18, 17. Once again, we've gone down by minus 4. So knowing that, we can look at our missing number and go down from 17. We now know that our rule is minus 4. So we're going to know that it's going to be 13. Now double checking that, we'll keep going to make sure the pattern works. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So we know once again it's minus 4. And our rule almost dropped the text up but didn't. Our rule is minus 4. Now, in the comment section below, you need to tell me 2 things. 1, you need to solve the puzzle that I am about to put onto my fridge door. And 2, you need to tell me what the rule is to that pattern. So I'm going to write it down now, and it's going to be 29, yep, that's readable, 22, missing number, and then 8. So 29, 22, missing number, 8. You need to tell me what the missing number is and what the rule is. Now, all that has made me quite thirsty. I'm going to have a drink and I'm going to see you in class. See ya.